What up, YouTube? Today's video, I want to talk about lost souls trying to speak out through other people. Now, you know how they say when you do bad stuff in life, or, as soon as you're about to die, you died in vain. You died in vain, right? Because you wasn't living right. Now, the souls that die in vain, these are the souls that are most likely to come back and try to speak through other souls. Like, for example, there's a lot of people out here that are just walking vessels. Like, you see their physical appearance, so they may look nice or whatever. Inside, they don't have a soul. You know what I'm saying? A person that don't have a soul is a person, that shows no emotion, that doesn't smile. You know what I'm saying? Me, I always have my poker face on. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I really don't like telling people my emotions. You know what I'm saying? I show emotion. You know what I'm saying? If you don't smile, you don't laugh, you know what I'm saying? You don't joke or nothing, that's more than likely a dead soul. See, me, I smile, I laugh, I joke. But, you know what I'm saying? If I feel like you having a funny acting vibe, what's the point of me smiling and joking around you? You know what I'm saying? Don't make sense. So I like to keep my poker face on. You got to stay observant. You got to stay observing everything. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because to see is to observe. And to know what you're doing is, to observe. Real talk. That's how you have advantages over people, just by observing. Real talk. I'm telling you. 90% of human language is not by talking. Real talk. Now, for example, let's say you have a family member or whatever, right? And when they passed away, they wasn't complete on a spiritual level. So when they pass away, that same week they passed away, and some people like to have a funeral that same week or the week after, or the weekend, whatever. So after that person passed, from the day they died until y'all had a funeral and whatnot. Now, this is what always happens that I seem to notice. Like, when a family member passes away and they died in vain, you always run into somebody that reminds you of them. I know people gonna be saying that's just a coincidence. Everything's not a coincidence, okay? Now, this is because this person is trying to speak out to you. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing them in your dreams. You start seeing people that look like them, that resemble them, that remind you of them. That's because these souls are trying to speak out to tell you something before they literally pass on. You know what I'm saying? Because some souls don't pass on to the next realm because they stuck here because they had something they wanted to complete before they passed away, but they never got to complete it. So they try to tell you so you could complete it for them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes some souls just come back to hunt you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no scare tactics. It's just the honest truth. Some souls come back to hunt you, because you did something to them or whatever the case may be. Or they just may be a tormented soul. They're just looking for some energy. Now, basically, this is like a common thing, you know what I'm saying, in spirituality, because a lot of souls, they wanted to get some certain stuff off their chest that they was never able to get off their chest, so they may come in the form as a cat. They might be a black cat just sitting in front of your house for a week. That same week, your family member passed away, his or her soul could be in that cat trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like 90% of human language is, or I just say 90% of language in general is not by words. You know what I'm saying? Because I also say animals can't talk, no shit, but they can speak through telepathy, which is not using words. So that's a part of that 90%. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So you have to figure out what that cat or what that animal is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be your relative, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to tell you something. Real talk. So you have to be observant. You have to observe everything, okay? You have to see, like, everything. You have to be able to read between the lines, and you have to know what's going on, because if you can't read signs and symbols, you lost, because everything is a sign. Everything is a symbol. Real talk. You see the grass. Oh, that represents fertility. That represents everlasting life. You know what I'm saying? And it's green. Come on, man. What else? Let's say, for example, you see a car. A car, that's a symbol. That's a symbol of transportation. A train, symbol of transportation. You see what I'm saying? A bird, symbol of life, symbol of creation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Signs and symbols. You can't read signs and symbols. You lost. Everything is a sign. Everything is a symbol, people. So don't think you schizophrenic or you tweaking, if you see your relatives in your dreams or something like that, that's because they're trying to speak out and tell you something that they was never able to get off their chest. So just be aware of everything, okay?